Room tinge hood. Stand by for Colonel Krate.
It's early morning hours here in the bunker, and I love my coffee. Coffee's awesome. Coffee is God's gift to man. Not that you have to drink coffee, mind you, but I really like my coffee. Anyway, welcome to another edition of Colonel Craig's Cracking the Crate.
Troops, it's time to crack open that crate.
Okay, Wargamers, we're going to continue on with the series that I'm doing on Dark Potential. Dark Potential is a new wargaming system that, as I said in my previous video, that's being offered on the internet. It's revolutionary in that the rules are free. You can go to www.miniwargaming.com or www.darkpotential.com and download the rules and start playing the game today. Basically, this is the second starter set I got. This is the RECLINER starter set. We're going to take a look at the box first and then take a look at what's inside. I already did one episode on the Xylanthos, and then the corporation's coming in the mail. I'll do the corporation probably next week, and so you'll have all of the product, basically, for Dark Potential will be available on these Cracking the Crates. And it's a pretty cool series. So without further ado, let's take a look at the box.
Okay, now I talk about the RECLINER box. It's pretty much the same as the Xylanthos box. Some pretty cool art. If you notice, the environment is kind of lush because it's about 100 years after the apocalypse, or how the heck you say that word. And again, the part I like there, it's made in Canada. That's kind of cool. The side art is basically the same as the cover art. And then on the back side here, you got the close-up of the reclaimers, a color scheme that, who's come up with that? That is Worthy Painting right there has come up with that color scheme. And then you got a little slogan there from the reclaimers. We will not forget why we fight. We seek to reclaim that which was ours. Time is our ally. Technology is our only hope. So that's kind of cool. So pretty much the same box as the Xylanthos box set.
Okay, that's what's inside the box. These guys are, like I was saying, they're kind of like the people who were left behind that weren't affected by the virus. The fluff of the game system is still in development, but the fluff is that these guys were in outer space when aliens attacked the Earth and released this virus that killed like 99.9% of the race. Whereas these guys, since they were in space, they weren't exposed on the virus, or to the virus rather, so they have to wear these suits while they're on Earth to protect themselves from the virus. And their goal is to reclaim the Earth, henceforth the name Reclaimers. So they're coming down and trying to salvage for material and supplies, bring them back up to their space stations and ships and stuff, resupply, replenish, and then come back down again, eventually with the goal of one day reclaiming the Earth. So without further ado, let's see what's in the box. Get this thing cut open here. Okay, it's the same thing. It's the 3-position tray. You got your bases, you got your models. Now these are different from the Xylanthos in that none of them appear to have their head on. I take that back, 2 of them have their head on. None of the other ones have their head on them. And then the weapons and the head come in flashing. So I'll go ahead and show that on the screen here. So let's take a up-close look at these guys.
Okay, first off, let me show you the bases. I showed them in my other video, but I kind of fond of these bases. They're pretty cool. They got the recessed area, as you can see, which makes it really easy for doing some basing, adding some flock in there and stuff. I like that little lip they have there. Makes them kind of hard to pick up off the counter, though, if you drop them. But other than that, pretty cool bases. And then in this set, a lot of the heads, if you can see here, the head and the weapon comes in a sprue. So I'm going to go ahead and cut that off and go ahead and assemble them with some blue tack. Blue tack is simple little tack gum that you can pick up any convenience store. I just use that for display purposes. Okay, the first thing you're going to get in the box is your squad of 4 warriors, are called recruits. They're armed with a combat knife and various small arms. So I guess you have different options of way of setting them up. But there's your 4 warriors. Each of them has a posable arm with a gun, and then the head is independently posable. So I've got a little bit of options there on how you're going to set them up. Next is your surveyor. He's armed with a combat knife, a targeting scanner, and a pistol. And I believe, if I'm unmistaken, like I said, I haven't got a chance to play test it yet. He can call down fire from the Redeemer. So next, let's talk about the Redeemer. This is your Redeemer, and he supposedly has a pretty nasty rocket launcher on him. And again, that's in a sprue, so that's why there's blue tack in there, holding that on there. But that's the Redeemer. And last but not least is the Commander. Of course he's the Commander. He's the only guy that's brave enough to bare his face. Because like I was saying, these guys are in space. They're not immune to the virus. So if they're exposed to the virus, they can die. But he does have a respirator, so I guess that works. The Commander, he is armed with a combat knife, a pistol, and a laser rifle. So here's everybody that comes in your box. You got a squad of 4 warriors, you got a Redeemer, you got the Commander, and you got the Surveyor. The Commander is actually called the Director, so, you know, going with the whole corporation scheme.
Okay, so that's basically the Reclaimers. Next week I'll do the Corporation. So what fraction are you going to command? And so which one do you like the best? What color schemes are you going to come up with? These guys, I don't know, pretty cool. I've seen some orange and blue color schemes. Looks pretty neat. Look like the old SR-71 pilots. But I don't know. Wait and see. Let's see what we come up here. For Colonel Craig, happy wargaming.